Howdy toddy fellas, this is Tommy with Colonel Reb Scale Models coming at you with my second update on Co&C's Kursk group build, Battle of Kursk group build that actually ended today, which is the 23rd of August. I'm not quite finished. I might be very close by the end of the day, but I won't be completely finished obviously until probably, I'm hoping, by maybe tomorrow night or Monday night. What I wanted to show, besides the update itself, was the copy of the book that I purchased off of eBay that is a decal set for 17 different painting schemes and 3 different scales. So it's the decals are printed by Cartograph, which I've heard are very good. It's a mini top colors book. These are the actual decals that you see. So this would be 72nd scale. This would be 35th scale, and this, I guess, would be or this would be 72nd, this would be 48th, this would be 35th, or maybe 35th and 18 or 16, I'm not sure. I got it just because it's 72nd scale, and that's what I need. Oh, actually, so it's 72nd, 48th, and 35th. So 72nd, 48th, 35th. One scheme of each in each of the scales. So if you could literally do the same scheme for 3 different scales. So the color scheme that I'm going to actually do is this tiger number 214. And it was of the 505th Heavy Tank Battalion of the 214th 2nd Company. So you can see it's just that dark yellow, dark gray color scheme that was used earlier, I guess, in the war. So this is what, mid 43, so mid-war. It does have some more like of squiggly along the side panels of the tank. This was the other choice, and I'll see if you can see that better. It's got more I think it's the dark brown and the green here, very squiggly, so I didn't want to try to do that, replicate that in such a small scale. So I think that'd be something I would do probably in at least the 35th scale, or probably you could probably do it in 48th scale as well. So anyway, so the only question I really had about this was, let me see if I can get the camera to pick that up. If you can see that, it looks like it's along the side panels, it looks like, get this right, there is like almost like lines, real thin gray lines. I can't imagine that's like any type of barbed wire or anything. Why would it be on the side of the tank? I'm not sure. I haven't seen any like that in a photograph, but I thought that was kind of interesting. But I won't be doing that. I will be doing the gray stripes that are below it, but I won't be doing that. The other thing that I kind of made the mistake on was, if you'll see on the back of this photo, this is a air filtration system that they used primarily for very dusty conditions like in the desert. I didn't realize that they would have still had some of these even in Kursk, which I do know when Germany first invaded in 41 that they were kind of caught by surprise that it was so dusty, I guess probably during the summer or the fall. But I didn't remember that until after I'd made the decision, trying to be a little more accurate with the model, of actually removing that. The other reason I did it as well was because it fit horribly. The pieces on the back of the tank, which are canisters, they had plastic hoses that then in turn went to the top where the exhaust fans, the intake fans were, and they just wouldn't line up right anyway. These didn't mount very good on the back of the tank, so it was just very, very poorly fitting. So I said, man, it'd be better if I could leave this off. And then I thought about the fact that they probably might not need that, and I saw photos from later in the war where a lot of the later versions of the Tiger did not have that filtration system in the European theater. So I took it off, and I'll show you that part in just a second. So that's the scheme that I'm doing. Those are the decals that I've gotten. As you can see, it doesn't come with any swastikas, but I don't know how many of these tanks actually had swastikas on them. There's a couple. There's a few here and there, but none of the, and this is kind of a strange looking one here. Looks like it's almost hand painted, but all these swastikas are in white. So I'm not sure which tanks actually had those, but this particular one doesn't, apparently doesn't come with one. So that is the book, and let me just show you what stage I'm at so far. So let me move this down here. Here's where I'm at with the actual tank. So let me zoom this in so you can see a little better. No, that's backwards. Okay, so I'll try to stay in tight on this. Let me try to get some more light here. So this is the application of the dark coloration, the dark color top coat, and then which would have, I believe, if I'm not mistaken from reading, this is the color that a lot of them came in from the factory. They would be painted in this color, and then I guess later on some of them were in a darker green. I'm not really sure, but I know that's I'd read somewhere where a lot of them did come straight from the factory with this dark yellow color. Probably most likely the ones that they for sure were going to send to Tunisia and the North African campaign. But anyway, so I've got all the road wheels painted. I did get my airbrush working, so that's helped a lot, and it was fun. So I had painted the entire tank in black, flat black, and then I painted over it with the dark yellow. And then tonight I'm going to work on the camo using the silly putty method I've used on the previous Fiat build. The turret, technically, if I wanted to, it actually does turn. It comes off such as that. So it's got these two little pins there that you see that you line up and you turn in. Some of the road wheels I didn't even glue. I just I glued the outside ones, and everything kind of fit pretty well together, I thought. Wasn't too bad. And some of it's still dark black because I know once I put the tracks on, you're not really going to see it. And then with the weathering and dusting effects, it'll cover up anything, I hope. So that's where I'm at with that. I do have some pictures that I'll put at the back of this video that shows what it was like when I was painting it in the dark, and then along the pictures of me showing painting with the road wheels and such, which I just sprayed them on the toothpicks, like Hunter Selby just did a video where he's working on his half track, just using the toothpicks to hold them on, and then the same thing he did, just cut off the tips for the ones that won't go all the way through the hole. I did drill out the barrel, so I don't know if you can see that. Let me get up here. Where'd I go? There we are. The tank barrel is drilled out, and I drilled through, let's see, I drilled all the way through, as you can see, on the end there, the muzzle brake. So that's where we're at. I mean, you can see it's got some black still showing through on the creases, which is what I wanted, because I know eventually, I want to put, I guess, the wash in there anyway to highlight those, but I think it looks pretty good because it's got that kind of, with that black behind it and painting over with a yellow, you still kind of see that darkness behind it, and that's kind of what I was wanting to do. So far I'm having a blast building this little thing. It's been really fun, and I've got all the tracks already painted. So I painted those black. I dry brushed them with some steel, and there's some other little fiddly bits that I haven't put on. I'll put those on after. Just some of the skirts on the side and the front. I'll kind of tack those on so I can do the camo and then take them off to put the tracks on. So that's where I'm at with that. I'm going to try to get this uploaded this afternoon before my son's birthday party, and then get to work more on it tonight. So that's my update. Hope everybody's having a good weekend of modeling, and you're having some fun building. Oh, and one more thing. Let me move this out of the way. I wanted to show, let me back the camera out just a little here. I wanted to show one more reference book that I think anybody that's building armor, you'll know probably this book. It's by Shepard Payne, who is no longer with us, but man, what a legacy he left as an armor builder. Incredible dioramas. So much information in this thing. It's good reading even today. I mean, it's back from what, 82, I think. It's just got so many tips of where, you know, so many those years he didn't have a lot of the stuff that we have today that we're lucky enough to have, and so a lot of it was scratch building. I mean, you see, even with his this is a Dremel tool. I mean, he's got this big Dremel box to control the speed. So, I mean, it goes to show how long ago this stuff was. But all of these techniques, I mean, you could literally use them today. I mean, it's got some good photo stuff in it as far as information about learning about the tanks, the different parts, where to expect the weathering and the chipping to be. But, you know, for those of us in the community who know who he is, I mean, if you don't, you need to find out, because he's one of the legends. There's no doubt about it. And this is such a great book. I mean, it goes all the way up through, at that time, modern armor as well. But, you know, he does, you know, you're talking about, you know, scratch building a turret. I mean, how many of us would do that now? He talks about different drive sprockets and how to make them. He made drive sprockets out of just styrene. I mean, there's so many scratch building. Look at the World War One, the World War I tank right there, the little whippet that was all scratch built. So this is a great book. It's by who is it? Combach Books. This back in the day was $8.95. You can see the price there, but now, of course, you could probably, you know, probably double that. But it's a great read. I mean, it's really a great tool to just grab, and it's just interesting reading, just seeing what he did to make so many of these great models that he built. So anyway, finish up with that. It's getting long-winded. So anyway, so I will be back hopefully maybe tonight or tomorrow with another update and get closer to finishing this thing. I've already stained and put the clear coat on the sides of the base, and I'm just going to do again like a little field scene. That's not going to be anything super special, and so it's just going to be basically just the tank, you know, sitting on there, and then later on maybe I'll take it out and put it on something more elaborate. But for now, I'm going to get her done. Be my first tank ever completed, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, fellas. Anyway, hotty toddy out there, and God bless.